Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. So tonight we're having a little bit of a World Cup preview because that returns again tomorrow for the first two quarterfinals, and also a look back at Newcastle's game this evening, 8 o'clock Saudi time, 5 p.m. UK time. So yeah, guys. So let me just pop this on for you. So if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel go up the search settings and it's found more easily as well. Also, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Also helps the channel grow. Also hitting the bell notification tells you when I've got an uploaded video on or I'm on live, any upcoming shows as well. So yeah, guys, let's get into the... So before I go on to the World Cup, let's talk about Newcastle first, because we played a game tonight against Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, and we went with obviously we've got players who will be on World Cup duty, as we know anyway. So it was a chance for other players to have a go and have a shine, and also these friendlies, it's about getting the fitness back before the World Cup finishes, so you can get back into the swing of things and back into real life in the Carabao Cup and then the Premier League as well. So yeah, guys, I mean, I'll just go into comments first. I've got a comment there. Sefton, hi. Tony and Chad, hi. Sefton, hope you're well, mate. So yeah, I mean, you know, tonight we played Al Hilal, and we had changes in the team because, like I say, we've got people who are on World Cup duty as well. So I'm just going to bring this up now. So that's a picture of the team that was in the lineup tonight. Loris Karius made his debut in goal for us. And also we had St. Maxim in the team, Chris Wood starting, Jamal Lascelles, Jamal Lewis. Yeah, so we had it in Javi Manquillo. So we had quite a few players coming in to start the game, and Sven Bottom's obviously start there as well. I mean, you know, it was a great game. I didn't see the first half, but I managed to come in and catch the second half of the game. I missed about the first 5 minutes of the second half, but from what I saw, I mean, I missed Joe Linton's goals, but I saw Almiron's 2 goals. And then, you know, the last goal went in as well from Dylan Stevenson. I mean, overall, we looked pretty comfortable. They did test us, but we showed our class in the end. And to run out of there 5-0 winners is tremendous. Because, as I say, it's not about winning or losing in these games. It's about getting the fitness of the players back. And to be honest with you, when you look at how fit the players are already at now, it doesn't look like the World Cup's really affected us too much. Let's hope that's the same when we get back into the Premier League, because we need to hit the ground running as soon as we get to play Leicester. We need to hit the ground running like we did leave off at Chelsea. So let's hope. But I mean, guys, you know, absolutely brilliant. Chris Wood come off with an injury just before half time as well, so we hope that's nothing serious. But I mean, J7 did well, didn't he? I mean, you know, another terrific game for him. And also, Karius pulled off a couple of good saves as well, apparently, in the first half. As I say, I missed the first half, so I didn't see them. And so not only did we win the game, but we also won the Doraya Cup, so we won a trophy as well. So we brought the Doraya Cup home as well. Well, we will be bringing that home back to Newcastle. And but as I say, it was a comfortable win, but it was a nice run out for everybody, and it gives everybody as well, which is the important part about it. And if you haven't seen the celebrations, there you go. So there's the celebrations there, but great to have a trophy. Now, we like this trophy, but we want to win the ones in England. We need to win a domestic trophy. We need to win a FA Cup or a League Cup or in the Premier League one day as well. So let's hope this isn't too far away. I'm still hopeful that we'll win the Carabao Cup this season because I always said we can do well and win the Carabao Cup. So let's hope that's the case. But yeah, I mean, absolutely brilliant performance. The fans played their part as well. What more can I say about it? You know, just a brilliant all-round game, as I say. It gets the fitness of the players back up, which is one of the main things as well. And at least when we get back to play Rayo Vallecano, I think that's next weekend, I believe. That's heading up for it to be a terrific game as well. And, you know, it's all about fitness, basically. But it looks like our team's pretty fit still. And I thought Botman had a great game as well. You know, he looked really solid from what I saw in that second half. Gillespie pulled off a couple of saves, didn't he? But, yeah, I mean, other than that, the team played well. Willock had a goal ruled off for offside. Fraser, yeah, didn't do too bad. Putting his shelf in the shop window, I suppose. So anybody in January wants to come and take Fraser, please do, as long as we can get a backup for him as well. So, yeah, I mean, overall, a good run out. Great fitness boost for the guys as well. And that's what it's all about. It's all about fitness at the end of the day. So I want to get into some comments, guys. But before I get into them comments, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel move up the search settings and people can find it more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. And also the bell notification. That will tell you any upcoming shows when I'm live or put a pre-record on as well. And I'm 41 subscribers away now from 200. So if I could hit 200 by Christmas, that would be a fantastic achievement. But yeah, but thanks guys for that. And yeah, without further ado, we'll get into some comments here now. And because they're already coming in. Lewis is in the house. Champions, champions, ole, ole, ole. Yeah, absolutely. Sefton says, brilliant, our first trophy. Mickey has true grit and the eye for goal. Yes, he does. I mean, there were tremendous strikes from Mickey, by the way. I mean, they were well taken. So he's carrying on his form, Mickey, isn't he? I like coffee. Hi, Tony and all. Hi, I like coffee. Hope you're well. Sefton talking to Lewis. I like coffee. Adam P is living his dream. Yes, he is. Absolutely, isn't he? I mean, yeah, absolutely loving it. I like coffee. I didn't know Garlo played in Saudi. Yeah, he does. Yeah, because he was at Man U on loan, wasn't he? And then he moved to Saudi, to Al Hilal. So, yeah. Didn't have a bad game, but he didn't get past us, did he? Paul Gallant. Very good evening, Tony. Good evening to you, Paul. I hope you're well, mate. Thank you for joining. Lewis, brilliant idea to play in the Saudi Arabian kit. Yeah, the third away kit. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. If you haven't got that kit, I think they're doing a 40% off in the club at the moment. So if you haven't got it, then grab it on the 40% off. It's a bargain. And Sefton talked to Paul, and Paul back to Sefton, and Paul says, I took loads of pictures, our first trophy and players. Yeah, absolutely, Paul. I mean, you know, what a cracking thing to have it. I mean, we've got a trophy. Okay, yeah, we know it's a friendly trophy. It's, you know, but it's still at the end of the day, it's a trophy. Something we can bring back and put up for sure. But we want to win an English domestic trophy now. So that's our aim now, isn't it? So let's hope. I mean, there's only 13 days till we play Bournemouth. I mean, in some ways, I'll be pleased when this World Cup's finished and done with because I can get back to Newcastle United matters because there's nothing you can really talk about other than what's going on at the World Cup. And now because the matches now starting to get sketchier because we're getting to the business end. It's just getting to that nitty gritty stage now where the tournament's less and less now. So it'd be nice to get back to Newcastle United stuff, talking all things Newcastle again. And yeah, I think the World Cup, though, from now on, needs to go back to June. I'm sorry, it's in the wrong time of the year. Never again do we want to see a mid-season break like this. Lewis, a trophy's a trophy. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I just said, Lewis. A trophy is a trophy, but it's great to have, isn't it, mate? Yeah. Paul says, looked heavy. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Lewis says, probably it's made out of solid gold. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't like to feel the weight of it, but it looked heavy. And the cell's got to lift above his head. And I mean, so not only have we had this boost where we've won in Saudi as well, and I thought ESM had a good game today as well. But I like what ESM's come out with now. He's happy where we are. He's where he is. In his mind, he doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to stay at the club. And he says it's like when you buy a house and when you know you're in that's comfortable and you can just put your slippers on and walk about. I can see where he's coming from. And that's exactly what he's saying about Newcastle. It's like when you've bought that house and you sit there and you think, hang on, this is great. And he says, because everything's going well now, and you can see the club's going in a different direction, and the club wants to be achieving stuff like winning. So I'm hoping he comes back determined to do more. But yeah, I mean, absolutely brilliant words from ESM. I mean, I think it's great. He wants to stay. He wants to stay here. He doesn't see himself moving elsewhere. So let's hope. Let's hope this is all positive news coming out of ESM, and it's great to see. So let's hope we get him back on that pitch, playing well, and he's back to himself where he's unplayable basically, because that's what we need to see. Lewis says, I bet the players love being in Saudi, especially with the weather today in Newcastle. It's been absolutely terrible snow. Has there been snow in Newcastle today, has there? Oh dear, not good about that then. I mean, I know it's been icy where I am. Well, it's been very cold all day, and it was about, I think it got up to 2, but then I think by about 3 o'clock, well, by about 2:30 this afternoon, it was -1. So yeah, it's not fantastic, is it? So the weather's not really great, but no, let's hope. And I think we're going to be in for probably a harsh winter, to be honest, guys. But yeah, let's just hope that the weather improves eventually. You know, that's all we can hope for. Sefton says -4 on Merseyside today. Wow, that's cold. Lewis says it's been -2 pretty much all day. Rubbish weather, isn't it? Absolutely rubbish. Leslie, evening, Leslie. Hope you're well, mate. Just talking about Newcastle's fantastic 5-0 win over Al Hilal. 2 goals from Joe Linton, 2 goals from Miggy Almiron, who can't stop scoring, can he? And a goal from Dylan Stevenson as well. And he took his goal really well, by the way, Dylan Stevenson, I thought, from that cross from Fraser. So that cross came over with pace as well. So, yeah, I mean, you know, he still had a foot in the back of the net and had work to do, and he did it very well. So well done, Dylan Stevenson. I mean, again, Leslie, a great win for us today. Absolutely fantastic, and hope this trophy now spurs us on to want to win more trophies now, which I think it will do. Can't wait to get back to Premier League action. The players look fit, and I think they'll be absolutely thriving once they get back. I think they're probably chomping at the bit to get playing again, and sooner the World Cup's over, the better, and then the players can get back as well. I wonder if Fabian shares in Saudi. Does anybody know if he is or not? I don't know, because obviously as we're out the World Cup, he could easily fly from Qatar to Saudi, which would be easier for him, and he could join up with the team. I don't know, unless Eddie Howe's told him to go and take yourself a week or so off and then come back to training. I don't know. So, yeah. Lewis says, if there's any Americans at Celsius, yeah, absolutely, Lewis, yeah. Ches says 29 degrees in Cape Town. Oh, come on, Ches. Oh, we wish we had temperatures like that. That'd be bloody lovely, wouldn't it? I mean, God, yeah, 29 degrees, nice, mate. Yeah, absolutely nice. But yeah, oh, we're struggling with. I'm struggling with -2. Yeah, so not very good. Because you're in summer now, says Lewis. Yeah, absolutely. I've got a friend who lives in Australia, and he says, "You have Christmas Day on the beach, you know." So yeah, great in it. I like coffee. This is how you took over from Newcastle. I'm not sure when they come back. Not sure when they travel back, but I would imagine they'll travel back fairly soon as well. So yeah, let's just hope that yeah, I would imagine they're probably coming back in the next couple of days or so. I wouldn't have thought they'll. I don't think they're out there too long. Whether I think they were only out there for. I think they were out there for about a week or something, or 8 days, something like that. But not 100% sure. But we shall see. Um, I prefer cold weather over warm weather. Says I like coffee. Yeah, I think we could do with a bit of heat as well, though. Seven says, "Can I say Junior Turner's new Christmas song is brilliant?" Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I want to get this guy on my channel because I want to talk to him about his songs and also his passion for the tune as well. I mean, I love his song, "The Banks of the River Tyne." That's a fantastic song. I absolutely love that song. And yeah, I want to get him on my channel, and um, so I'll have to mess, I think, and ask him if he's available to come on one night because I'd love to get this guy on. He's a brilliant artist, I think, and I've not heard his new Christmas song, so I'll have to have a check that out. Um, but yeah, I really would love to get Junior Turner on, so I'm going to try and make that happen, guys, and hopefully do that before Christmas if I possibly can. So I will message him tonight and see when I can get him to come on because I think he's a fantastic artist. I mean, surely everybody's heard "The Banks of the River Tyne." I wish they'd play that in Newcastle United. I don't know why it doesn't get played there. Or what would be nice, or what would be absolutely brilliant, would be is if he was invited to sing it on the pitch live. Oh, do you know what? That would be absolutely fantastic. But if I get him on, I will certainly ask these questions to him as well. And let's hope I can get him on. Yeah. Lewis says, I think in the next couple of days. Yeah. Or do you mean warm weather with Lewis? That would be brilliant if you got Junior on, says Sefton. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Take Me Home to the Place That I Called Mine, Lewis. Yeah, absolutely. It's a brilliant song. Absolutely fantastic. I like Coffee. Banks of the River Tyne's a great song, but hope you can re-edit his video and remove Sports Direct sounds in the background. Yeah, unfortunately that will happen when they was still up, wasn't it, the signs? But it's one of those. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this, I suppose he could edit his video, but then, I don't know. But yeah, but that song is fantastic. If well, I would hope everybody's heard it. If you haven't heard it, go and check it out. Spotify. Go and listen to it. It's on YouTube. Oh, it's an absolute fantastic song. I mean, I would have loved to use it for an intro or something, but maybe I'll have to. If I speak to him, I'll speak to him and ask him if I can do that. And then if he says that's fine, then I'll quite happily change my intro and put it to that because take a bit out of that because I absolutely think that song is brilliant. Absolutely love that song, and it really is true to the heart, that song as well. So, but yeah, I mean, big up to the guy, and yeah, let's hope he does come on the channel. I'm sure if I send him an invite, hopefully he'll accept it and come on. But yeah, So we shall wait and see. So now we've been speaking about our beloved Newcastle United. Now we now turn our attentions back to Qatar, and we have the World Cup tomorrow. So yes, the quarterfinals start, and first up at 3 p.m. is Croatia versus Brazil at the Education City Stadium indoor. I mean, you've got to look at this. It's Croatia, and obviously Croatia's not a bad side. They're quite a tough side to beat. So I don't think this is going to be a straightforward win for Brazil. I mean, look how well Croatia played against us in that semi-final, although we should have probably have won that semi-final and gone through to the final, in all honesty. But Croatia are one of those dogged teams. Even if they're one down, they'll still try and get back in the game. And you've got the likes of Modric. You've got Perisic as well. I mean, they've still got some fantastic players on that side. So it's going to be a difficult game for Brazil. But if I was to put a bet on that, then I would then say Brazil would win this hands down. If I'm going to put a prediction down, I'm going to say it's a close game tomorrow, and I'm going to say 2-1 Brazil. I'm going 2-1 Brazil, and I think Brazil will come back from a goal down. There you go. So 2-1, I'm going Brazil tomorrow. What scores do you think, guys? Get your scores in the chat and let us know what you think. Croatia versus Brazil, 3 p.m. It's a shame it's a 3 p.m. kickoff because I'd like to have watched that game, but I'll be at work, unfortunately, till 4:30. So by the time I finish work, it'll be over and done with. So, yeah. What's your score predictions tomorrow for that game? Let's see what you come up with in the chat. And I'll just go into some comments before we'll look ahead to the evening game. I like coffee. Still don't know how Bladen Races is connected to Newcastle United, because the Bladen Races start off in Newcastle. Coffee. So because they start off in Newcastle, and obviously they took the bus from Bambras, so because it starts off in Newcastle, that's why the Bladen Races is connected with the. And it's always been an anthem that's always been sang at St James's Park. So because it starts off in Newcastle, the races and ends in Bladen and Gateshead, and that's how it sort of connected itself to the club, and the fans have always been on that. So yeah, it's always been the Bladen Races since I was a youngster as well. Lewis just across the border, yeah. He says Brazil's going to absolutely smash Croatia, hopefully. As I say, Lewis, don't bank on it, because Croatia are not a bad side. They really aren't. Gary says the Geordie Singer also did a song called Amanda the Takeover song, which is brilliant, Tony. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm sure I have, but if I haven't, I'll have to check it out, Gary. Yeah, nice one, mate. Yeah. Lewis says hopefully Bruno would get a goal. Yeah, that would be nice to see Bruno score, wouldn't it? Coffee says 4-0 Brazil. 3-0 Brazil, says Lewis. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be tighter than that, if I'm honest. I think it's going to be a real tight game, that. But the World Cup's thrown up some funny surprises. And what's to say Croatia don't upset the odds and win it? I mean, could happen, but we shall find out tomorrow. Maybe over by the time I get home from work. Might not be. Might be extra time, so there might be extra time to watch when I get home. So, yeah, I mean, let's see. Lewis says, I'm going to miss it because I'm coming down to London. Yeah. I mean, can you watch it on your phone or? But it's on BBC, I believe, tomorrow. But then if you can't watch it, Lewis, you can always keep an eye on the score and see how it's going. So that's that game. And then the evening game at 7 p.m. is Netherlands versus Argentina. And that's at the Lusail Iconic Stadium in Doha as well. So as you know, Stadium 974 is now being dismantled. It was a temporary stadium. It's now being dismantled because it's no longer in use now. So we've got that. I mean, what do we think about that? Netherlands, Argentina. I think it's going to be a tough game because the Netherlands haven't done too bad. But it's going to be very interesting tomorrow because when you remember Angel Di Maria, who played for Manchester United, his manager was Louis van Gaal, and he called Louis van Gaal the worst coach of his career. Now, because he said that, they then asked Van Gaal a question, and he says, I don't like it that Angel has said that. It's a pity, said Van Gaal, but sometimes the head coach has to take decisions that don't always end well. So, I mean, maybe a bit unfair criticism. Holland, yes, they did well to beat the USA, but I thought they just, against Senegal, they seemed to stroll through that. Ecuador, give them a tougher test. It was a 1-1 draw. And then the last game, Qatar, well, you knew they were going to beat Qatar anyway. So, I mean, they got through with 2 wins and a draw. Then they beat the US 3-1. I mean, Argentina lost their first game to Saudi Arabia, then went on to win 2 games, which has ultimately got them through. So, score predictions for that one tomorrow, I think. It's a hard one. I'm going to say Holland wins this one just. I'm going to say Holland wins this one just, I think. But then I wouldn't rule out Argentina. But then I'd like to say Brazil-Argentina semi-final. Oh, what do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 3-2 Netherlands after extra time. There we go. 3-2 Netherlands after extra time. You heard it here first, guys. Your thoughts? Get them in the chat, please. And let's go to some comments and see what else has been put in here. Ali Coffee says 1-0 Netherlands. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, is it? Lewis says Argentina to win on penalties. Maybe, yeah. Could go away. Sefton says Bladen Races was our signature anthem because Scotland Road was and is still along the road parallel to the left bank of the River Tyne running westwards from Newcastle City. Yeah, absolutely. So you got the Scotland Road, the Scotland Bridge. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because it all starts in Newcastle as well, Sefton. I think that's why it was always associated with Newcastle United. And it's always been an anthem we've always sang and we'll always continue to sing it. And it'll be sang for hundreds of more years to come yet. So yeah, I mean, like I say, the World Cup's back tomorrow. Let's see how these 2 games go. And then we'll see what that semi-final is. And then we look tomorrow. I'll do probably an England preview. We'll take a look at the England game ahead of Saturday's big game against France. And let's see what happens. I mean, I'm just trying to... I'm looking at... Now, let's look at Chris Sutton's predictions for these games as well, see what he says off the BBC. So for Croatia, Brazil, He thinks Brazil will win 3-0. I think that's what LA Coffee said. Now for Netherlands, Argentina, he's going 2-1 Holland. And then for Saturday, Morocco versus Portugal, he's going 1-0 to Morocco over Portugal. Well, well, well. What a surprise that is. He's got a shock in store there then. And for England, France, he's gone against us. He thinks England will lose 2-1 to France. I mean, is he right that France will beat us? I mean, I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. It's just, yeah, I'm really not so sure. And the chief executive of the Qatar World Cup's been criticised by human rights groups for saying death is a natural part of life when asked about a migrant worker's death at the tournament. Football World's governing body, FIFA, said it was deeply saddened following the death of a worker during the group stages. In an interview, tournament boss Nasser Al-Khattah said he was disappointed that journalists' questions on matter. The Qatari officials' comments were called callous disregard for the migrant worker who died. I mean, yes, okay, death is a natural part of life, but you don't say stuff like that. I'm sorry, he should have at least had sympathies and come out and said, we didn't want it to happen and things like that. This is why Qatar is just making themselves look even worse than they are now, and it's just ridiculous. So I mean, condolences to that guy and his family. I mean, people shouldn't have to go to work and not return home like that. It's just absolutely disgusting, and yeah. And other news in the World Cup as well. Luis Enrique has left his role as the manager of Spain. Well, there's a surprise, isn't it? Not because I think we were all expecting that he would be going anyway. So Luis Enrique has now left the job as Spain's head coach. So they are now looking for a new manager to take over. I think it was only inevitable he went after that second round defeat to Morocco. Again, I still don't know why Rodri thought why he's had to go to Morocco. At the end of the day, football's all about putting the ball in the back of the net. And if you don't put that ball in the back of the net, you're not going to win games. Simple as. And for Rodri to come out and be so disregarding to Morocco is an absolute disgrace. And it just shows you that the guy is a bad loser. I mean, when you've lost to Morocco like that, you should not go out your way to diss them. I mean, Morocco, yes, they defended stoutly, but they did have their chances as well. Okay, Spain might have had 1,000 passes in that game to save 400 passes from Morocco. That doesn't matter. The game was 0-0 in extra time. It then goes to penalties. And then if your players were supposed to have practiced penalties and been so good at penalties the way they were, then they should be scoring them penalties. And I'm sorry, at the end of the day, if you're not scoring the penalties, you don't deserve to win a game. And you got the likes of Busquets getting up there and taking the penalty. He should have scored as well. So I'm sorry, Rodri of Manchester City. That is just sour grapes on your part. You should be saying congratulations to Morocco. They outthought and outplayed Spain in that game. And that's what they did to stop you scoring. That's what they've done. We've had it ourselves. We'll look at Cambridge last year in the FA Cup when we played them at St James's. Not our greatest game, but their goalkeeper was in form that day. And everything we threw at him, he stopped. Their defence defended as well. And that's exactly the way Morocco did. They just defended. They've had chances as well to score, but they defended well. They kept that clean sheet. They took the chance of going to penalties. And do you know what? They won it in the end. And well done to them for winning it. And, Kylian Mbappe's teammate at PSG, who scored the decisive penalty with a Panenka, very well taken by Hakimi. I mean, absolutely fantastic. And Spain deserved to go where they were going, and that was home. Because after them beating Costa Rica 7-0, everybody thought, yeah, Spain, they're back. They're back with a bang. They're going to challenge for this World Cup. And that wasn't the case, because against Germany, they went ahead. They decided to make substitutions because they got so cocky, thinking, oh, we're going to beat the Germans. The Germans drew it. Then they got beat off Japan and nearly cost ourselves going out in the first round. They were just lucky that Germany beat Costa Rica, because if not, they were gone if Costa Rica had beat Germany. I'm going to go into some comments now. And so plus it keeps our Geordie language going on the Blade and Races, and I love that song. I like coffee. What's the chant at the end of Tony's stream? It's called Pogo. If you love the tune, Pogo. If you love the tune, Pogo. That's what it is. So yeah. Hi Lewis. It says Sefton. 3-1 Portugal says I like coffee. I like coffee then says 2-0 England, Maguire header and Foden. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. We can get at their back line, because their back line don't look that strong for France. 3-2 England, says Lewis. Evening Tony, says Trolls. Evening Trolls, hope you're well, mate. Thanks for coming on. Evening all, says Trolls as well. Lewis says, why not get Rafa for Spanish management job? Will he do it though? I don't know. I'm not so sure. It depends who they want to bring in. But yeah, certainly an interesting one. Troll says, there'll always be sore losers, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, Rodri, it was just disgusting to even disregard Morocco. I mean, it's a fantastic achievement from Morocco. For them to get there. I mean, they're calling them an Arab state as well, but they're not. They're a North African side. But for them to get to the quarterfinals for the first ever time, what an achievement from Morocco. So, give these guys some credit. It's like when we say, like, I mean, if you go back to like 1997, Middlesbrough were playing a third tier side from England in the FA Cup semi-final in Chesterfield. So shocks can happen. It's proven. Chris says Spain practice 1,000 penalties each and then missed the ones they count. Yeah, absolutely. Thing is, when you practice, yes, it's easy to practice and put that ball in the back of the net, because you're doing it on a training field where you got no pressure. But when it's in a situation, as the World Cup is, and you're in that situation that this is a knockout round, you don't win the shootout, you're going home. And you've got the fans in the stadium as well. That's a different pressure to training ground. Rodrigo going gone, says I like coffee. Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Tanji. Hi Tanji, hope you're well, mate. He says Croatia to win on pens, Netherlands to beat Archie Bargies 2-1, Morocco to beat Portugal 1-0, and France to get beat 2-1 off England. Yeah, that's the scoreline I'm going for as well, Tanji. 2-1 to England as well. Troll says, wonder if we'll go for Platter, the winger. Don't remember which South American country he was from. Yeah, I'm not sure. He's Ecuador, isn't he? Ecuadorian, I think. Troll says, I'm good, Tony. Thank you. Hope you are too. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine, mate. Yeah, it's cold at the moment, but yeah, we put up with it, don't we? Troll says, Morocco played well in defence. That's why it went to pens. Yes, absolutely. And at the end, Sarabia missed his... he had a chance, and it hit the post, didn't it? But I think if that had gone in, then I think that would have been cruel on Morocco, because they'd done very well to hold them out for all that time. And then for, like, say, a goal to go in like that, it would have been cruel on Morocco, I thought. Now, so please, Morocco won. Imagine Morocco beating Spain and Portugal, says I like coffee. Thing is, it can be done. It can be done. And who would bet against it? I mean, Portugal, yes, we know the thrash Switzerland 6-1, but I don't think Switzerland were that great the other night, and it was our own downfall. They got absolutely walloped, didn't they? So, yeah, not great at all. I'll just pop this on, guys. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button, as it makes the channel more visible in the search. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps the channel grow and it's free to do. Finally, hit the bell button. That will notify you when I'm live or put a pre-recorded video on and any upcoming shows. Thank you very much. Yeah, guys, thank you for that. Any new names from our Newcastle lineup that impressed you today? I thought, like I say, I mean, Karius had a good game. He pulled off a couple of saves in the first half. I didn't see them because I didn't see the first half, unfortunately. I thought Murphy, the Irish defender, Alex Murphy, he looked okay when he come on and put yourself about and done all right. And Dylan Stevenson, Elliot Anderson played well when he come on. There was quite a lot of that team pressed me today. I mean, obviously Joe, J7 and Miggy are going to be the standout performers with that 2 goals each, but take nothing away from the strike from Dylan Stevenson. Nobody's seen it. You check it out. It's not a bad strike. I mean, it's an assist from the cross comes over from from Fraser. Sorry, not Wilson, Fraser, and you still got a lot to do, but you put it in the back of the net, and that's all you can do. So yeah, I mean, quite a lot impressed me when they came on. They done all right. So yeah, at least we won the game anyway, and that's amazing. I know it's all about fitness. I mean, you look at Manchester United last night. They played the Spanish side Cadiz, and Man U got beat 4-2. But Dubravka played the whole game and goal for Man United as well. Tanji says, and Belgium. Yeah, that was another shock, wasn't it? Belgium. And since then, Eden Hazard's retired from international football as well. Troll says, you got one of the worst opponents in the World Cup, so this will show where you are at the moment. Yeah, I mean, to play France. The thing is, England France have not ever played in a knockout game in a tournament, amazingly, and so it's going to be a different game on Saturday, and it's not all about Mbappe. So, and whether he's fit or not, that's the thing. Is he going to be fit because he's got an ankle issue? But could that just be main games as well? Sefton says, Tony, I've put Junior Turner's new song in our WhatsApp group. I'm still betting England will win the World Cup. Oh, great, mate. I'll check that out after the show. And yeah, I mean, I would love it. Do you know why I would love us to win the World Cup? Just to ram it down Infantino's throat and say, there you go. You didn't like us for this One Love armband business, but there you go. We've won the World Cup now. And I wonder how he feels when he's having to hand that trophy over to Harry Kane to lift the trophy. Because I tell you now, he will hate that. But you know what would be even better? I think somebody said it in the chat the other night. That if we won the World Cup and after the game, if every player put the One Love armband on and walked up and got the trophy. And I said, do you know what? That's a brilliant idea. And I just wonder if that could be in the back. I wonder if that's actually in their minds. Who knows? I doubt they watch my channel, but if they did, they would see that. Stevenson, brilliant goal. Yes, it was. Sefton, absolutely fantastic. He had a lot of work to do, but he done it well and he put it where it went, in the back of the net. Troll says Dubravka is another keeper that is not to be named. Yeah, I mean he's finished with us now, so he is on the way out now. But yeah. But guys, like I say, it's been another great show. And Troll says respect the rules, simple as, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean you do respect the rules. I mean, They did. I mean, they didn't want to wear that armband, but it would just be you could just see, because even if the referee wanted to book every player after the game, they can't do nothing, can they? Because we're not going to go back and play on the field. So, but overall, let's see how far England go. First of all, we've got to get past France first before we can even start looking ahead to a semi-final and then a possible final as well. So let's see how we get on Saturday. Let's hope we are winning against France on Saturday, and we're one step closer to a World Cup final for the first time since 1966. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, we can only dream at the moment, but let's hope that dream starts turning more into reality as well. So, guys, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel up the search settings, and people can find the channel more easily as well. And also, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, and it also helps my channel grow. Also, if you hit the bell notification, that will tell you when I'm live, or put a pre-recorded video on, and any upcoming shows that I've got as well. So thank you for that, guys. Chris says, great show, Tony. Thanks very much, Chris. Bye, Tony No says, I like coffee. Bye, Jez says, Sefton. Trolls, I'm not against the one love, just think one should respect the rules as we expect them to do. Yeah, I get where you're coming from on that, and yeah, absolutely. But I'll be back tomorrow, guys, again with the World Cup roundup at 9:30. I may incorporate that, so I may do so instead of doing that maybe 9:30, I may come on a bit earlier and do not just the World Cup roundup, but I'll do also an England preview as well. So I'll see which way I'm going to get around to doing it, but I'll put it out there anyway, guys, and you'll see it whenever it's coming up. And yeah, like I say, that's what I'll do tomorrow, and I'll incorporate probably if I do the show separate, I might just do the preview separate to that. But I'll work it out tomorrow, and I'll put it out there anyway. Troll says, great show. Thanks, Trolls. Thanks, mate. And Tangi says, what would be better is a banner saying, why buy the World Cup when you win it is better. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Qatar bought that World Cup, didn't they? And yeah, hopefully it never happens again, because don't want to ever see a World Cup in the Middle East. Well, not in Qatar anyway. That's been a World Cup full of shocks as well, hasn't it? It's been nice to watch, but I'd rather have it in June, if I'm all honest. I'm not in favour of a mid-season break like this. I just think it's too much disruption. I suppose the only thing that's benefited is we've got our players back. So that's the only thing that's benefited us, is we've got our players back fit. So I suppose it's got its pros and cons like everything. So yeah. But yeah. So guys, like I say, thank you for watching, and stay safe, whatever you're doing this evening, and enjoy the rest of your evening as well. And keep warm, keep wrapped up, keep warm. And until then, I shall see you tomorrow, and adios for now.